I'm always interested in fast inference, in particular because I run a lot of jobs where I'm doing a lot of simultaneous queries, and I just want results back lightning fast. I really don't need a super detailed large language model on the giant ones, so some of the smaller ones work great. But today I noticed somebody pointed out to me SambaNova posted something, hey, the fastest on the cloud. Now granted, the 405 billion at full precision is impressive, but for most people that's probably overkill for your kind of day-to-day uses. But I like to take a look at it. And normally what I like to do is kind of bring things into a tool and do something like, simple like listing on present. Here we have GPT-4o, Sonnet, Llama, Grok, Gemini, and you can run them all and you can kind of see. And that's one of the big things is there's such a speed difference between the different tools, in particular if you're doing tons of automated queries. So let's take a look at this new speed demon out there, right? And so this is SambaNova. So SambaNova has some different models. I noticed they start me with the 8 billion one. So this is Llama 3.1, 8 billion instruct. I like the 8B model. The 8B model suits my needs. It gives me enough detail. It answers things very quickly. And so that's what I'm going to go ahead and test. All right. And so we can just give it kind of a quick thing we saw before. Use that same command. Like, okay, hey. So you get a response. A little slow on the start there, right? Well, a lot slow on the start there, to be honest. Okay, there it goes. But actually, 9 seconds. So I don't sit there and do all the super technical, like, hey, let's break this down. What I like to do is take somebody like Grok. We know Grok is quick, all right? And kind of put those guys kind of side by side, right? And so what I'm looking for is from the time I kind of press enter until it's done, right? And we want to compare as close as possible between these two. So I noticed they have a Llama 3.1 8B. They only have 3 models. Over here, I do have a bunch of different models, but I don't have that exact model. The closest I have is a Llama 3.1 8B instant. We'll try that one first to see kind of how it compares. Let's take that simple one into before. Now to make this as fair as possible, all right, is I'm going to put my cursor over here. I'm going to press enter, and then after I press enter, I'm going to hit submit. So SambaNova should have a tiny bit head start over Grok, all right, but just a bit. So boom, boom. All right, that seemed pretty darn quick on both sides. All right, so we kind of see these both kind of chug along very, very fast. All right, and I'm like, okay, well, from my perspective, I think SambaNova finished just a tiny bit ahead. All right, list European countries. All right. And their capitals. So that's a reasonable one, right? A little more complex, but we'll go ahead, we'll give that a try and give these two guys side by side. I'm going to clear both screens, so we're clear and clear. And it looks like I spelled European wrong, but I'm not worried about that. So we'll go ahead, we'll start over there. I'll press enter, then I'll click submit, enter, submit. Okay, now that time, it looks like Grok just clobbered it. All right. So you notice over here, it said, hey, I did 1130. It said 0.03, but that took 8 seconds. That took a really long time. So you kind of got to be careful sometimes when you see this. And not only that, it seems like we got a lot of oh, here we got some basics, and I guess these countries are more complex. Okay, so it's kind of neat to kind of compare some of these. I'm going to switch this over from instant to the 8B. I know this is 3 versus 3.1, but I'm kind of curious how these will do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually take one of Samba's recommended ones over here, right? So this SambaNova gives me this right Python code. So I'm going to use that as my last test here before we kind of finish up. I don't want to take too much time on these things. We'll go ahead. And I'm going to do the same kind of generic. I'm going to press enter, then click submit. So I press enter, I click submit. Whoa. Okay, they were both really, really fast. All right. And what I want to do, because it seemed like one time it was fast and next time it's slow, so let's just give it one more quick try here. Enter, submit. And see, that time it's hanging. I don't like it when it does that hanging. I'm not sure why that is, unless it's just being overloaded, they don't have enough resource, or I'm definitely getting a little bit more consistent results, almost the exact same time when it's fast. When SambaNova is fast, it seems very close. Let's go ahead and do what SambaNova is supposed to be good at, and that's with the big models. So for my final challenge, I have over here in Samba, I have the 3.170B, and over here I have the 3.70. One says instruct, one says versatile, so they are probably slightly different. But we're going to do the same test and kind of see what happens here. So I press enter, click this, and it's just, so there it goes. All right, so when it gets running, it seems very fast. And I actually know on this side, on Grok, because of my count, I'm only limited to 250 tokens per second with the big models, all right? And so it kind of goes through, and we see, these look, let's look at the code a little bit itself, see how similar it looks. Obviously a little bit formatting, and that is the same. Okay, so between these two, I think when Samba has a quick response time, it beats Grok a little bit, but it seems like most of the time Grok is beating Samba. And so hopefully SambaNova will go ahead and fix that latency issue at the beginning so that it can go ahead and, and live up to what it's advertising. This is 425 tokens, this is 249 tokens per second, yet, right, here it's 2.2 seconds, that took 5.4 seconds. So, they got to fix that. It's great you have the faster, more tokens per second, but if your output takes longer, your output takes longer. Thanks.